No, it's actually better than my English, to be honest, so far.
I will
Um,
try.
how is your English just from school? We're recording now, by the way.
Yeah,
Um,
my English is just from school. Yeah,
okay. And did you do English as like a specific subject, or did you just do it in high school or whatever?
just in high school, like normal, and then I learned the rest from like speaking English and from competitions. To be honest, like when I went to competitions for lowlands throwdown, for example, or stuff like this, then I talked in English and yeah, try to improve it. And now I'm there. Yeah,
Are all of those, is English like the default language for probably not German throwdown, I guess, but like every other competition or most competitions anyway, is English the default?
German throwdown is in English as well because there are
Okay.
so many people from like Netherlands or other countries or
Mm.
Serbia, for example, and they don't speak German. So basically, they speak English as well. Yeah, and it's like really common in German to speak English. But when you're only in the gym like 24 hours, then some people are not used to speak so much English. So yeah, that's the reason why I told you that
Yeah.
sometimes I have like problems with yeah, with
Of
some stuff.
like finding the right word or whatever, like a
True.
specific.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
This is what I mean.
No, don't worry about it. We'll get through it. You can just say the German word, and I'll pretend to know what you're talking about if we get stuck. I'll nod
Really?
I'll nod in a German way if you start talking German. I'll just like join in. I can ask like, "Where's the library?" And I can ask like, "How are you?" I did German from like 12 to 15.
Really? In the
Yeah,
school?
yeah. I like it's gone now. Like that was fucking hell. That was 15 years ago. That's depressing.
Okay,
No,
then
but
ask me where the library is.
shit. Now I'm worried it's French. I'm thinking of. I can ask like V Gates, and I can say Mir Gates Prima if you ask me V Gates.
Okay,
Um,
also dir geht's gut, Peter,
yeah, yeah.
yeah?
What else can I say in German? I know Dick is fat. I always find that funny. Um,
Dick is fat, yeah.
that's about the extent of my knowledge. One, like, oh, that sounds like penis. That's as far as my German memory goes. Um, yeah, no, it's I remember, and it's funny. I heard you talking on you're on Europe is coming.
Yeah,
And I heard you talking about the German precision with the German throwdown and stuff. And I remember like I always heard those things about like, oh, the autobahn is like, the best road, and you like the trains are never late, like the buses are never late, everything runs on time.
that's
um
not true. Because the
isn't it?
German, like Deutsche Bahn, it's called German, yeah, Bahn, is always late, always.
That's the bus, is it?
Yeah, like 30
Okay.
minutes, 1 hour. Sometimes the train doesn't come, stuff like this. We hate the German train.
Oh wow, you're shattering like a positive view of Germany, like globally now. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
So, and
um
when you go to the Autobahn, you think you can drive like 200 km/h, but there are like a lot of traffic and yeah, now I have to Google one word. Sorry, construction sites on the German Autobahn.
yeah,
So yeah, when you come, just drive in the night, and then you can drive like 200 km/h if you have the right car, right?
yeah. The last time I drove in mainland Europe I was actually going to Lowlands.
Mm,
And I was driving. We flew into Brussels and we drove up. And the guy I was with had a meeting or something in Brussels, and he was like, "Oh, I'll get the train up afterwards. You drive ahead." So I was like, "All right, okay." I'd never driven. I driven like left-hand drive in America, and I driven on American, so I had like a vague familiarity with it. But
hmm.
yeah, I knocked a guy off his bike after like 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, I think I was coming. There was like constant fucking crossings, like black white on the road,
Yeah.
and I slowed down. There was like six of them in like a 10, like in 100-meter space. Like
Yeah.
they're really
Wow.
close beside each other. So I drove through one, like slowed down, slowed down. I was like, oh, there's nobody fucking at any of these. But I was looking the wrong way at all of them. So like this guy just cycles out from my left. I wipe him out. And I was like, I pulled in the car. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get arrested in like,
Shit.
this is shit. And he like got up. I couldn't figure out how to turn off the car because it was a rental. So I was like
Yeah.
trying to look for, the way the key would always be on your right but it was on my left or whatever. It was on the opposite side to where it usually is anyway. So I was like looking for this, and then I couldn't open the door of the car. I was like, how the fuck do I just get out of the car? But in the meantime, he got up and was like, oh, sorry. Like, I was like, I'm pretty sure that was my fault, but okay, whatever. But yeah, I told that story on the podcast before, and I remember afterwards thinking, imagine if some randomer in Europe was listening to this and was like, I'm going to sue and pretend it was me that was on the bike and just say like I broke my leg. Now I've doubled down. I've told it twice. So
I have
sorry,
another story from the games. We had a rental as well.
Okay.
And like 2 days prior to the games, when the game started, Sola Sigurd, here, we drove to the swimming place. Like what is the swimming place in English?
Swimming pool,
yeah. And the rental, like the side, help me again.
Doors,
where you
wings.
can see to the back.
Mirrors, yeah.
The mirrors, sorry, the side mirrors have been like in the wrong direction. I haven't seen something in the back, and then there was like a lot of streets on the line. You know what I mean. And I had to drove behind John Singleton because he was in the front, and I didn't have I didn't know where we have to drive.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw that he like went left, right, and just straight. And then he was away, and I was like, "Fuck, I have to go." Then I stepped on the gas, just like turn to the left, and just saw in the last second that there have been a car. I was like, "Shit! Oh, I nearly crashed him." And then there was like the police lights.
Oh fuck!
Shit! I just cut a policeman. Like Sola here, I was here, and then like. All the lights and stuff like this, and I was the first time in America, and I was like, "Shit, he gonna kill me." then I drove to the side, stopped, and he came like with the hand on the gun, like in films we know that in Germany, like hand on gun, came to me, looked, and said, "Do you know what you have done? You nearly killed my dog, and my dog was everything." And I was like, "Shit, I'm fucked." And he looked. Saw like the valet parking thing from the CrossFit games. He looked, went back, wanted to have my driver's license, like waited for 15 minutes in his car. I saw that he didn't do anything. He just wanted to check if I like freaking out or something.
Yeah.
Came back, gave me the driver's license, said, "Hey, you will be at the CrossFit games, right? You are Moritz and you are Sola. I will cheer for you. This is just a warning because you're a CrossFit athlete from Germany and from Iceland. So just a warning, but drive carefully and know how to drive, because if you have killed my dog, I would have killed you." And then like let us drive. I was like shocked.
That's hilarious. I bet when he went back to his car, he was probably watching like semi-finals highlights or something, trying to figure out
something like this, right?
He's
like,
I think
so.
if they're shit, I'll arrest them. But if they have any chance, I'll let them go.
And then he saw the last event at CrossFit Lowlands Throwdown.
So you, where did you grow up in Germany? Whereabouts?
I grew up in like the middle of Germany. It's called Münster in Nordrhein-Westfalen.
Okay.
Like it's in the west, in the west of middle Germany. And then I went when I was 17. I got my degree, and then I went up to Rostock. It's at the East Sea. And from Rostock, I went to Hamburg.
Okay.
And then I was like,
I know Hamburg.
18 or something. Yeah, Hamburg. This is where I live right now. In Hamburg, I own 3 gyms.
Wow.
And I own I just showed you, I own my dog here. And now I live in Hamburg. I started studying in Rostock, but then I found out that studying is not what I wanted to do at this point. So I went to Hamburg and basically went to the gym, stuff like this. And then I studied in a dual system, found CrossFit through this, and now we're here.
What was the name of the first town you said in the Midlands? Munster? No.
Münster, yeah.
Münster, okay.
Unstr, yeah.
Okay. And is that like countryside, like farming, or is it like a city still?
More or less. Like I grew up in Warendorf, that's near to Münster, and Warendorf has like 20,000 what is Einwohner, Peter? People?
Citizens, yeah, people. Yeah.
Citizens. Yeah, that is what I searched for. It's late, by the way, everybody who is hearing at this podcast. Thanks for getting in, but it's like 8 o'clock in the evening, and I started working at 6 a.m. So if I
Yeah,
don't
listen, man, I was up at fucking 5:10 with my son, so you can
really,
keep the sob story.
have you
Um,
trained two times today, Peter?
no, once. Do you know
Okay,
what I
once.
did today?
Okay,
Actually,
okay.
right? It's actually very funny. So, I follow Brandon Swan does like dad hours, so it's like quick, like anything. They're like 20-minute blocks, and you can like stack them based on how much time you have, and you just fit it in
Mhm.
wherever. And minimal warm up, just go like basically, so it suits people with kids. He should pay me for that advertisement. But I was doing that. I wrote it up like what I was doing all week, because if I don't write it down, I won't do it. I'll be like, oh fuck, I'm too tired or whatever. So
Yeah.
I wrote it up yesterday, and today's as I was writing it down, I was like, oh, that actually sounds kind of fun. But it was like 4 rounds of 5 heavy bench, and then after each set of 5, you do max reps dumbbell bench. Then you rest 2 minutes and go again, and then you do 4 rounds of that. Then you do 4 rounds of heavy bent over row, 5 reps of that. And after that, you do max. You're supposed to do pull ups, but I can't do pull ups. Well, I can't do pull ups if I had a fucking pull up bar, but I can't do pull ups inside anyway. So I did body row like on the bench,
Mhm.
and oh my god, it's comical how shit you get. Like, first set of bench, I was like, oh, I haven't done bench in ages. This feels so good. Then I got the dumbbells, and my arms went like fucking tubes of yogurt. Like, they were just like flail after like
Yeah.
4 reps. They were just like flopping around the place. I was like,
Crazy combination. Yeah.
those car sales places in America with the wavy arms, like
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
I was like,
That was the part.
every rep, my arms just flopping around.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'd probably get like maybe 15 or 20 reps with the dumbbells. And it was like just getting like 12. And every time I put down the dumbbells, I just burst out laughing. It's that like comical where you're putting it down and be like, well, this is so ridiculous, like that. Your body just fails you in such a big way. But yeah, no, that's what I did today.
What weight
So
was the dumbbell?
I just use 15s. I have 22s, but I knew I'd only get like 5 max if I use them. So I was like, I'll use 15s.
Yeah.
But I had a hernia during the summer, so
Mm.
I had surgery on that. So this is me getting back like bit by bit.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
yeah, that was a big test today now, doing, you know, well, like relatively heavy bench, and then max reps was a good test. I felt at a few points I was like, it's either just going to be fine or it's going to like hemorrhage. Like, it's going to go
Yeah.
one or the other. I'll finish this and be like, brilliant, I'm cured, I can do whatever I want, or else
Yeah.
I'll be like, great, I need surgery again. It's going to go
Yeah,
one
I'm
way or the
done. Yeah.
other. Like, there's no in between. So yeah, not quite 2 hours, but I won't be able to like dry my hair or anything tomorrow, so I guess that counts for something.
Great. Cool. So
um
you worked, you trained, and you cared
pod
about your
podded
child. Yeah. And
and
no
podded.
potted. Yeah.
You moved from there. You moved up to the seaside. Why did you move there? What was did your family move, or did you just move?
No, I moved alone. So I can't answer your question, to be honest, because I was 17. I just wanted to like
Be
stand on my own
free.
feet. That was the reason why I went to Rostock, and that was like the best decision in my life, because from there on I just learned how to survive, how to pay the rents, how to pay the bills, and from there on it's like a crazy journey, because like I said, I did the dual system, the dual studying, and like
What is dual study? Is that where you work and study at the same time? Is it?
yes, I worked for 40 hours in the gym, and then I had like every 2 months a block of 1 week in the university, and
Okay.
I had to like write all the tests online or at the university, and yeah, that's like 3.5 years,
And
and after that you
was
have
that
the bachelor.
strength and conditioning, or what was that?
It's called fitness economy.
Okay. So like
Like you have,
business. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
The business
supposed to
of
work
fitness
like in the management or something
for like a
yeah,
swimming pool.
for companies or for a swimming pool, for example. Yeah, right.
Global gym, front of house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you choose to do that? Was it just did you have this kind of thing of this like picture in your head of, I'll just train all the time, I'll just do bench and legs, and I'll do my little business degree, and it'll be great?
Yeah, more or less. Like I started like with working out when I was 12 or 13,
Wow.
I stole like a set of little dumbbells from a secondhand store, and then I started working out because I saw like the old videos of Arnold and stuff like this, right? And then
Did you say you stole them?
yeah,
How did what weight were the dumbbells?
it was like you can like put the dumbbell, you
Oh
can
yeah,
change
okay.
the weights, like stuff
Like the
like
little
it
tiny
was like
plates ones.
1 to 5 kilos or something. I
Okay.
remember in like a gray box. It was in a gray box, and I just took it and then went off.
You
Like
were like running down the street with your box.
it's 15 years ago. I hope nobody hears the podcast and just like bring
Yeah.
it to prison.
It'd be a great story though when you win the games, you can go back and be like,
Yeah,
you gave me my start. Technically,
yeah, true, true.
here's half of $300,000 to say to say thank you.
Yeah, that
Um,
would be great.
so
Yeah,
you were into like bodybuilding and stuff then.
yes, true. Yeah, I started there working out like this, and I tried out a lot of sports. Like I did boxing, I did MMA, I did soccer, I did basketball, stuff like this.
Yeah.
And then I kept working out, like just pumping. Then I went to the GNBF, it's the German Natural Bodybuilding Federation.
Okay.
Went to the stage because I always dreamed of speak in front of a lot of people. Like I wanted to do like seminars, workshops, stuff like this, but I wasn't able to like talk in front of the class. And I was like, if I want to reach this goal to be like, I had some role models what I wanted to achieve, and then I said I have to do something to be confident to stay in the front of a crowd. And then I was like, okay, you have like muscles, you can train harder, and then you can go to the bodybuilding stage for sure, natural bodybuilding. And then I was like, that was like the first step to stay in the front of a big crowd and to be like more confident. And yeah, I think that was the start of doing like stuff with the business, because now I'm like booked in Cologne, for example, for a seminar in front of a big crowd to speak. I do athlete camps and stuff like this, and I think that was a good starting point. And yeah,
So
that's the path.
when you wanted to do so what were you like in school then? Would you like stand up and do you ever have to do like presentations and stuff?
Yeah, I hated to do presentations and stuff. I
Yeah.
hated to do that. Yeah, but
And why? So when you say that you want to do seminars and stuff in fitness, was that always the goal to do that kind of thing in fitness, or was it just like in general to be able to stand up and talk?
um, I just saw Not Your Guru. Do you know this film from Tony Robbins?
I know who Tony Robbins is.
Yeah, Tony Robbins is one of these guys who is talking like about mental stuff and
Like
like
motivation and weight
helping
loss and
people and
yeah.
stuff. And he's like selling one weekend for I think $5,000 or something, and has a crowd of like 20 or 30,000 people in his seminars. And that was something I was really I saw this, and I was
Hmm.
like, I want to do this as well. I want to speak in front of a crowd. I want to change something. I want to be like a role model like him, and want to change the mental state of some people, because a lot of people in Germany are like in a gray world. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just living neutral, nothing special, stuff like this. And then I wanted to change something, and that was like my first intention, to stand in front of a crowd and to speak and to like be a positive vibe like this. And that was why I started. Yeah,
Why? I was just interested there where you said a lot of people in Germany are living in a grey world. What do you mean by that?
like there's like this security thinking in Germany. Have you heard about that?
No, go on.
Okay, I will try to explain it in a CrossFit style. Have you? Nobody have been to the games from Germany, or we have not so good athletes. I think. I
Hmm.
think that's because we all think in a security system, like have the job, have your basic salary, but
Okay.
don't do crazy stuff. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And that is what I feel about Germany, especially when I get used to, like, for example, Mallorca, Spain, America. I've been to Dubai now, and there's like You can think bigger, you can achieve things. And in Germany, a lot of people are not like this,
like
you know?
stay in your lane, basically. Like, you know,
Yes, right. Yeah.
stay inside the box. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Not so positive. A lot of people are like, in Germany, we say a lot of people are sitting at the window looking down the street and calling the police when someone is like parking wrong or something like this.
Yeah.
You know, and this is what I mean with like gray thinking. Yeah.
Do you think is that like a war hangover and like the depression and stuff and all the, what do you call them? Like the financial imposition or like the financial repercussions of the two world wars and all, like, because like all the citizens were the ones that kind of suffered of like, great, like we've no infrastructure because we're paying back all this money that we don't have. Like, is it coming from that, do you think?
I think yes. I think yes. Could be the reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting to go to World War One and Two on this. This is interesting.
Within 20 minutes, we speak about
Yeah.
Hitler.
Yeah. Well, I didn't bring him up. You did. So yeah, that's interesting. So you wanted to do seminars. You wanted to help people, and I suppose get out of that, go into a more colorful life rather than just the gray, I guess.
Yeah.
And then so you moved to Hamburg. Hamburg seems like, is it accurate to say it's a bit like kind of fitness obsessed? Like is it like a very active city compared to others?
Very active city, I would say no. In Cologne, there's the biggest university for sports.
Okay. Because
But in
isn't Hamburg
Hamburg,
where like High Rock started, and where isn't it big? Isn't like triathlons and Ironman and stuff big there as well?
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. There are a lot of competitions like like triathlon and stuff like this. Plus, we have the best CrossFit athletes in the north. So in Hamburg, Joshua Wichtrup, for example, Robert Dobke, guys like this are in the north of Germany. So yeah, basically, it's a fit town. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. He qualified on team, didn't he? The year that there was no teams, wasn't he on the
Yes, right.
program team? Yeah. Okay,
To
yeah.
Filthy 150, I think, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or maybe Norway.
Yeah, I think so.
One,
Some
I
of them.
think, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, he
Yeah.
did anyway. Yeah, because I always see his name popping up. Like I follow him on Instagram, and
Hmm.
he's one of the people that I follow where I'm like, why is that guy, like, why do I know him? You know, like, and then eventually I'm like, oh yeah, he was at Filthy, and you know, like it tweaks that way.
Yeah.
Um, that's cool though. And you said you own 3 gyms in Hamburg.
Yes, right.
And are they like Globo gyms or CrossFit gyms or mixes
No,
or?
it was CrossFit St. Pauli, but then we knew that, or we found out that a lot of people are just like have been afraid of CrossFit. A lot of people said I have to go to the global gym for 5 years before I can join the CrossFit St. Pauli. And then we changed the name to St. Pauli Athletic. In German, it's St. Pauli Athletic. And yeah, this changing was like, no, we have athletic training. We splitted the classes in gymnastics, in Olympic weightlifting, in endurance, in athletic, in strength. So we have like basically we have 9 different class systems where you can like choose what you want to work on, and that really helped to like open up that the people come in, because that's again great thinking, I think, because a lot of people said I saw the videos of Froning, of Fraser, I will never achieve that, so I don't have to go to CrossFit St. Pauli.
Mm.
And yeah, when we opened up, like a lot of people came and wanted to train. That was great. And now we have like 3 different gyms, one in St. Pauli, like basically in St. Pauli, and then 2 in Bahrenfeld in the west of Hamburg. And yeah, that is what we do the whole day.
And is that the same as the football team, St. Pauli?
No. A lot of people ask this. We are St. Pauli Athletic. We are above the street from St. Pauli, the football, how's it called?
Football club, stadium.
Yeah, football club. Yeah, stadium. Yeah, in front, above the street from the stadium. But we are St. Pauli Athletic or CrossFit St. Pauli because we just like the first gym 8 years ago started in St. Pauli, and yeah, that's the reason why we choose this name.
Yeah, because they have pretty what's the word I'm looking for?
Bad.
Intense football fans, don't they?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
When
I
there's like
remember I was at a game. I wasn't at a game. I was in Prague. We went to see the Christmas markets, myself and my, like, we were boyfriend, girlfriend then, but my wife now. Fucking hell. Like they were in town to play like Sparta Prague in the Europa League or something.
Yeah.
Fuck me. They walked like you could hear them coming for miles. Like they must have been about 5 miles away. And you were like, right, there's a riot, obviously. And then you're just like flares and smoke and everything. And all they were doing was like walking to the match. Like nothing had even happened. And they were just like all out. It was like, yeah, it's
And then
fucking intense.
I told you that I lived in Rostock, and in
Mm.
Rostock there's like the Hansa football soccer team, Hansa something, and they have like hooligans who are really like Nazis, like
Okay.
you know what I mean, yeah. And the St. Pauli hooligans, or these people are like how is it called? Like they are open, they love everybody,
Okay.
they support the
They're equal opportunity football hooligans.
yes, right. And they came together in Rostock. And I remember I went to the gym, came out, and then both hooligans stand next to each other, like with baseball, like this, and just like punched each other in the face. And I was like, what the fuck? I just knew that from the movie Hooligans.
Yeah.
You know that movie?
Yeah. So you
And it
were
was
like Homer Simpson in the hedge. You just like disappeared into the bushes. I just shut the door of the
exactly,
gym.
exactly. I was like, bye bye, I have to go.
Just like close the blinds. Yeah. Fair.
That was
That's
insane because it was
yeah.
like really more brutal than in the film, in the movie. That
Yeah.
was crazy.
I've never seen violence like that in person. I don't think I've
Yeah,
ever seen.
that
No,
was the first time.
yeah. It's easy when you're
For
watching
me.
it on screen, you can kind of like detach yourself from it, but when it's literally
Yeah,
like when you can hear the flesh being torn, it's a bit different, I think, when it's right in front of you.
not cool, not cool. Yeah.
So you when you opened your first gym, did you say 8 years ago?
That was not me. That was my ex-business partner, Simon. He
Okay.
opened up the gym because I came to CrossFit St. Pauli at 2017 for the first CrossFit open workout. It was like with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 dumbbell snatches and the 15 burpee box jump over between.
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was my first CrossFit workout, basically. And
Wow.
one of these guys where I did my studying said to me, "Fuck bodybuilding." Can I say "fuck" in your podcast?
Oh yeah. I say it all the
Okay,
time. It's
okay,
actively
fuck,
encouraged.
cool. That's good. He said, "Come to CrossFit because bodybuilding isn't something for you. You are too nice to do like natural bodybuilding." I was like, "Okay, I will try, but this pull-ups, what you're doing, it's like awkward. I will not. I will come, but I will not come back to CrossFit."
Mm.
And then I came, and that was the first workout I did, and I did this workout in like 12 minutes or something. And then the head coach from the box said, "What? You are weighting like 105 kilo body weight. Come here and like do this workout in 12 minutes. Are you kidding me? Let's try something with you to do like CrossFit." And I was like, "Yeah, ma, I don't know." And then the owner asked me to do like strength classes and nutrition appointments because I came from bodybuilding this time. And he said, "You have to know something about strength and about nutrition. So please bring these things to our members." And then I did this, and I was like, "Okay, cool. Then I can do CrossFit." And yeah, then I started working with Lenny, the head coach. He now owns Hard and Heavy CrossFit in Hamburg, and yeah, that's the journey.
So did you buy out the former business partner then?
Yes, right. Yeah, in 2019, like 3 years ago, I bought out him, and
Amicably, or was there animosity there? Like,
can you
was
repeat
it
that?
was it a friendly transaction?
That was a more or less friendly
Okay.
transaction.
Yeah, it's never going to be just friendly.
Never, because we're in
Okay.
CrossFit. It's like too emotional always, man.
Yeah. Okay, so you bought him out. Was it one venue at that time? Was it one gym or was there multiple gyms then?
It was 2 gyms, and
Okay.
then we got the other location like 1.5 years ago, I think. Yeah.
And is it just you or have you got a new business partner now?
I have a new business partner who has like 40% of the company, but
Okay.
he's a great guy. His name is Florian. He's helping me with everything, especially because he's from. I have to Google again. Sorry. He's like from real estate,
Okay.
and he know everything about like contracts with these guys and stuff like this. And this is something I can't do and he's helping me with everything. Like he's older than me, wiser than me, and he knows a lot, and yeah, helps me.
But
Yeah,
even it must be just nice to be like, okay, I'm going to Mallorca for a week and a half, or I'm going to America for 2 weeks, or Dubai, and just be like, everything's fine. I don't need to even think about it.
yeah. I'm so grateful for that because I have a great team. We have like 18 coaches now, I think.
Wow.
3 of them are like fully employed. Is it right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I have like another person, Arne. He's doing a dual studying as well, the same what I did, and
Okay.
he's like doing a great job. He loves the gym. He's like a runner. He runs the 10K in like I think 35 minutes or something. Totally
What?
crazy, this guy. Yeah, and he's like doing high rocks. Have you heard about high rocks,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's from
Yeah,
Hamburg. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
right.
had,
He's
I
doing
had, I had Moritz and fuck, Christian. They've been on the show separately.
ah, yeah,
The
crazy,
two,
cool.
the
Yeah,
two
nice.
founders. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, 35 minutes. Fucking hell. I went for a run like last week. I haven't ran in ages because I don't know if I've mentioned it numerous times, but I had a hernia. But I haven't, I hadn't ran, and I was like, oh, I'll go for a run like last week. And I went for like 3K, and I was like, just take it really easy and make sure that it's not sore and that kind of stuff. So then like last week, I was like, right, I'll go again, and I was like, fuck it, I'll go for 3 and just, I'll push on a little bit. And, I remember I used to do like 5K and my average per kilometer was like 450 something. And I was like, right, if I can get towards that, like that's like average human pace. So I'd be happy with that. Like I'm never going to be an elite runner or anything. I don't want to be. But I got, I have like the Nike running app, and like the music stops and the headphones go 1 kilometer complete. And like she always sounds like such a bitch when she said it's like real mocking. Like she never sounds
just one.
positive. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like 1 kilometer complete, you slow fuck. But she goes 1 kilometer complete, time. And I was like, okay, 5:05 or 5:08 or something will be good. And she's like 5. And I was like, okay. And then she goes 20. I was like, fuck. And then she goes 9. I was like, oh my God, this is the
And
slowest I
you're
think
like,
I've ever
but I
ran.
have a hernia.
Yeah, I was like,
I
did I
had a
tell you about my
surgery.
hernia?
Don't judge
Yeah.
me.
So then I was like, fuck it, I'll do 5. So then if I go home, my wife can be like, oh, you're gone. Oh yeah, I did 5. Whereas in reality, I just went slowly. But yeah, 35 minutes. Fucking hell, that's fast. That's
Anna's a
ridiculous.
great
That
guy, and he's helping me a lot.
that workout you said, the dumbbell snatches, my God, that brings back some memories. There's a guy, he's one of the best in our country now at the minute. Like I'd say he'll make a bit of a run. I don't think he's at semi-finals, but he'll make a bit of a run at quarterfinals, I'd say, this year. But the first workout, the first year I saw him do the open, that was one of the workouts, and it was excruciating to watch because there was another workout that year with double unders. I think it was the one after that or the one before that. I'm not sure. But
10 rounds, thrust and double under.
he had fucking welts like raised all up his back of his arms, his back, the back of his legs, his calves from the double unders. And I remember something happened in his back when he's doing the dumbbell snatches, and it was.
Everybody had like a sore back for 2 weeks after this fucking snatches.
But this was horrific. Like we were all there was about maybe 10 of us standing, and it got to the point where it was like, should we leave? Is it worse if we stay and watch, or is it worse if we go and don't stay and support? And he was like almost in tears. Like it was one of the worst experiences. But now looking at him, he's gained like probably about 30 kilos of muscle. He's like snatching, cleaning, like ridiculous weights. He's ridiculously fit. So like now it's
Really? Yeah.
fine to be like, that was insanely, impossibly awkward for everyone involved, because it's
Mm-hmm.
actually it's had a good outcome. The story, it's not like he didn't just do that one workout and be like, fuck it, I'm never doing it again. But
Shit.
yeah, Jesus, that was awful. You just brought all those horrible emotions back in my head. I was just like, is it bad? Like, is it bad to leave? Or is it worse to stay? Which is the worst thing we can do? Like, the lesser evil.
Yeah, I really remember that. Your national
you,
champ right now is Sam Stewart, right? Still?
Mickey Smith. I think the emails went out today. I think Mickey Smith
Oh yeah, crazy.
got it this year. He was at Lowlands.
Strength and depth.
No,
Sam was at Lowlands.
Yeah, Mickey as well.
Really?
I
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't.
yeah. PD was at strength and depth, and Mickey and Sam were at lowlands.
Ah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, right.
yeah.
PD was
Mickey just had a kid as well. Actually, he just had a baby. Well, his wife did, but he was involved,
cool.
I guess.
Yeah.
So he'll have dad strength now as well going from this year. So is the third gym the most recent? Is that your favorite then? Because it's like yours from the beginning, or are they all? Do you love them all equally?
I love the one where I train because we had this second gym, the biggest one. It's like 850 square meter. That is like my love child because I train every day there. That's the biggest one. I have my office there. We have a lounge there, stuff like this, and yeah. So I'm really happy to be there, and yeah,
Do you
that is
try and get
that
to
is
the
the love.
three of them? Like, do you try and like get to the three of them different days each week, or like just to see them, or do you just kind of leave them at it?
Yeah, like I coach in every box every week basically,
Yeah.
and so I just like switch through coaching in the different boxes, and this is where how I go there. And plus the oldest box, the smallest one, is where the post is coming.
Okay.
So I have to go there to find all the bills.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Or just don't go there. It's like, sorry, I missed that bill. Sorry, I wasn't around. Um. Okay, that's interesting. And then can you? So if you did that workout, you did that dumbbell snatch workout, and obviously you're the box owner, or the coach, or whatever, saw potential. Can you remember a moment where you thought like, oh fuck, I could actually be really good at this. Maybe I should. Like, did you just take them at their word, or did you kind of just go? Because I know a lot of times people just kind of go through the motions, and then eventually they're like, oh, actually, maybe those guys were right. They just go, oh, fine, I'll give it a go, or whatever. Like, can you remember a moment where like a spark went?
Like within the workout or after that?
Just even with you, like, can you remember, like, say in your own cross? I fucking hate using the word journey, but in your own CrossFit journey, can you remember a moment where you were like, okay, fuck, I could actually really make a dent at this sport?
Yeah, I remember because I wanted to. I saw this big tall guy. His name was Jos, and he was like the best in this box at CrossFit St. Pauli. And I didn't knew anyone in the CrossFit space. Okay, I think no, I don't know a lot of names as well, but I saw him doing this workout, and I was like, can I do that? He's really fit. He looking like his physique was really great. And then I did the workout and I was like, okay, you have to push mentally really, really hard. And at like the 40 snatches, I thought, okay, just go in the really dark place and then you can manage to do it. And then I was even better than Jos. And that was the point where I thought, okay, cool, I want to be the best in this box. And like one year later, I think then I was better than Jos. I beat him. I bet him, and that was the moment. I think, yeah,
And like, it's interesting. So in your first one of your first experiences with CrossFit, you were obviously aware of going dark and that kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's an interesting thing. Most people kind of discover that as they're training CrossFit, or like after a few months, they're like, oh, okay, so you really have to like go to a negative space inside your head to get through this. But it's interesting that you had that before even starting your first workout.
yeah, true. I think it was good that I started with 17.1
Yeah,
because then I learned that CrossFit is always suffering.
yeah,
I had not a single workout since then, and it's like 5 years ago where I didn't suffer in a CrossFit workout. And
yeah,
I think I had to have this experience to really know that I have to go all out. I'm happy that I haven't done like Fran or double Fran or something like this with my first workout because I think then I would cancel or stop doing
yeah,
CrossFit because I did like 3 months after that I did double Fran with 3 minute rest between and 2 minute and 15 seconds or something, and not 3 months, sorry, like half a year or 1 year later or something. And
yeah,
after that I had to coach, but I had to ask the head coach if he can coach for me because I laid down in the changing room for 3.5 hours puking and couldn't like barely move. That was like the next experience what plops in my head now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking awful. The only time I've ever come close to that is testing 50 calories on the assault bike. I remember the first time I did that, and you kind of stop and you're like, oh, I actually kind of feel okay, and then you just like collapse. You take like 3 steps and you just fall
10
over.
seconds later, yeah, crazy.
Crazy.
I remember doing Friendly Friend. I think that was my worst experience after a workout.
Yeah.
In the online semifinals last year, 21, that
Yeah.
was the worst feeling I ever had, I think.
So and you were at Lowlands this year.
Yes.
That's right, isn't it? Yeah. And were you in the last chance qualifiers last year? No.
No, I got ninth
Ninth.
at
Okay.
Lowlands.
So just
because of the
outside
last
it
workout.
then, wasn't it? And then so when you knew semifinals and you knew you were kind of on your way, were you hoping for Lowlands then? Was there kind of a thing of like, all right, I've done the online one now, I want to actually be there in person, or did you care?
I didn't care about which one of if Lowlands or strength and depth, but I was happy in the end that I was at Lowlands because it was one of the first semifinals, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like done, and that was really good for me because after that I was able to look at YouTube all the other semifinals without like getting goosebumps or a high heart rate straight after the start. So Lowlands was great that I've been at Lowlands this year.
And then you went to the games. So you finished 4th in Lowlands. You went to the games this year, and that's your first time at the games. Like, was it what you expected it to be? Was it like different from what you expected it to be? Did you get to enjoy it? Like, were you able to kind of take it in when you were there, or was it just like awful doing it?
It was awful. I will explain why, but I expect like the surrounding was like expected because I was at a trains camp with Andre Ode in Denmark, and he told me when you're at the games, everybody's giving you like fist bumps and say, "Hey, buddy, you are here now. You've accomplished to go into the games. That's great. You're a rookie. Just enjoy the experience." Khan said that to me as well at Lowlands when I got the invite, and that was great. Like the surrounding was great. It was like professional. It was a huge, like all the big arena and everything was great. Colosseum was great. North Park was like insane, but it was a really bad experience because I had the worst back pain in my life. Like 1 week prior, we trained in Chicago with the program crew, and I wasn't able to pick up a barbell, a 20-kilo barbell. Like I bent down, wanted to pick the barbell up, and I had the worst pain ever. Went directly to the washroom and puked. That was like 1 or 2 weeks prior to the games, and then I knew I have to do the biggest competition in my life. Now I reached the goal to qualify for the games, but I barely can like pick up a 20-kilo barbell. So that is why it was like the worst experience because I wasn't able to show what I'm capable of. And I'm really happy that I was able to show what I'm capable of last week, 2 weeks ago in Dubai. So competing without pain, I was really grateful for in Dubai. Same with German Throwdown or Butchers Classics I did after the games, because the back problems have been there like for 4 or 5 months or something.
And you know what the cause is?
Yeah, I had no off season. Like I trained all the way through from semifinals 21 till the games 22. I did all the competitions. I did the world championships in functional fitness, for example. I did all the other competitions, German Throwdown, blah, 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 everything, open, blah. And I had no off season and too much stress. Because 21 in the online semifinals, I knew that I'm able to qualify for the games. I had it in my mind. When I woke up, I had it in my mind. I dreamed from the games. I was thinking, all about I was thinking about was the games. And so I trained, and it was really stressful to have the business, like the 3 gyms, right? It's a full-time job. I was in the box in the gym from Monday till Sunday. And stress can cause like back problems. No, I know that, but at this point I didn't knew that. And I think this points train a lot, have no off season and too much stress that was the problem for my lower back. Yeah.
And have you changed things then? So obviously, like, you still did Butcher's Classic, you still did German Throwdown, you still did Dubai. Is that like, has your season ended now? As in, are you in full off season now until like the quarterfinals, we'll say?
Yeah, Wodapalooza I will do, but in a team in January.
Okay.
But to
So
answer your
I'll be
question,
honest, it sounds like you didn't learn your lesson.
I changed my training system because I came to the program team, to John Singleton,
Yeah.
just at the semifinals. And prior to this, I programmed for myself, and I think I didn't programmed too good for myself.
Yeah. Was he when
that
you started with him, was he like looking at your like logbook or whatever, being like, fucking hell, what are you like, well, okay, we need to cut all this shit out, like, or like did he just say, I don't care what you've been doing, we're gonna
he
start
said,
at zero?
I don't care. I know what we have to do with you, Moritz. He said you have to do a lot of conditioning, and that was what we changed basically. But to answer your question, I had like 3 weeks off after the games, so I really put off all the pressure on my body. Plus, after Dubai, I did 1 week off. Like I started yesterday again with my training schedule
Yeah,
for the off
you
season.
hung around in Dubai, didn't you? You stayed there a bit longer.
Yeah, 1 week after Dubai with my girlfriend. We just like had a time off because the last holidays I did with my girlfriend is like 5.5 years ago.
Wow.
So that was like a well-earned rest. And yeah, so I do more rest. I do more accessory work, for example, like kettlebell windmills, side bends, stuff like this is like something I do. And I do goal vault mobility first for sure. You can check it out here.
You're a pro. You're a pro. And why the program? How did that come about?
To be honest, it's crazy. Like you met John, right? And
Yeah.
he's really a funny guy. And he asked me to do a games team, and this is why I had his contact in my phone. And I qualified for the semifinals, and I just sent him a voice message. Hey, John, can you help me peaking for the semifinals? Because I've never really peaked for a CrossFit competition. I just train and then I go to competition and try to do my best. And he answered, "Hey Moritz, come to Mallorca. We have a semifinals camp in 1 week." I think he said, yeah, something like this. If I say something wrong, I will tell you. And afterwards, and then I like booked my flight, and 1 week later, I've been on the island and joined the semifinal camp. And after that, we haven't spoken like about this anymore. He just like programmed for me, gave me this program, and then we've been at semifinals. So this is how I stepped on the program train.
So that was, I suppose, the trip was like a test for him, I suppose, to see what you're like, and for you to see what they were like, and then obviously you kind of vibed well together. So just continued. Like, it's like, is it a bit of an unspoken, or like, has it ever actually been said like, oh, you're with us, and you were like, yes, I'm with you? Or is it just like, well, I guess I'll just keep doing this stuff he emails me, and like, or John's like, well, he seems to be doing the things that I'm telling him to do?
Like after that, he programmed for me, and I got the program every morning at 9 o'clock via WhatsApp. And I'm from Germany, as I mentioned before, right? And I really like German precision. And I got like headaches because normally I program for myself at Sunday. I knew what I have to do the whole week. And then I got from this awkward guy, John, who's really, really polite and nice guy. Awkward is like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And he sent me the program every morning. And that was really hard for me. And yeah, when I came then this week and for the semifinals camp to Mallorca, the first thing we did was every 20 minutes, I think, every 20 minutes, 5 or 8K on the rower, on the ski erg, and then on the bike erg. How long do you need for 5K? 18 minutes or something?
Yeah. Well, probably. Me longer. You about that.
Yeah, that was like every 20 minutes.
So you had 2 or 3 minutes rest each round, basically.
5K, yeah. And this rest, you have to step on the air runner.
Oh, lovely. Thanks, John.
I was at like doing this 5K. After 5K I did the 5K row, and we have been like 15 people or something. I remember 10, 15, something like that. And I was rowing the 18 minutes next to Christoph Horvath, and I brought my knees out all the time and laid up my forearms on my knees because I was exhausted. It was really hot. It was like 30 degrees or something. John stood next to me, said, "Moritz, hold your pace, knees in. Moritz, hold your pace, knees in, all the time." I hated him at this moment. That was the first workout, and he knew that I'm this fat, strong guy from Germany who has no conditioning, and doing this workout next to all these machines I didn't knew then. Jacqueline Dahlström, Sola, Christoph, blah blah, all these guys, Gabby Migala, and I was nearly stopping. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you, I will go. I program for myself. Bye bye,
Yeah.
John. Bye bye.
I gotta go to the
program.
beach for the rest of the week and then I'm flying back.
Yeah. But then after 10 minutes of rowing, I was like, I will show you, John. I will show you that I can work hard, that I can do it. And then I kept going and was nearly puking again. And yeah, that is how I started with the program.
Yeah, there's nothing like a bit of anger and bile to really make you impress a coach. To be
Yeah,
like,
true.
to be like,
Then
yeah, well, tell me to keep your pace. Well, yeah, fuck you, I'm gonna break this rower.
yeah. But then I knew it's all about me. Like, I am doing
Yeah.
wrong. I haven't done the work. I wasn't as disciplined enough in the past. So I just have to suffer now and swallow this pill to get better. And yeah, that is what he accomplished, and what I'm really grateful for him and for the program crew, because like training with Jacqueline, training with Sola, with everybody who was there, like all the team what surrounds John, helps so much to get better, to increase my capacity and everything. I'm really happy about that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, John, he's a great guy. He's
Yeah, for
he's
sure.
always very giving. He's one guy that I know if I message and ask a question, either stupid or like important, he'll answer
Yeah.
it with just as much effort, regardless of whether it's send me a stupid video of you doing something or like, hey, I actually need a proper answer on this question. Can you give me it? Yeah, no, I like John a lot.
Yeah.
So you still program, so you program. Do you do the programming for your 3 gyms, or is that shared amongst those 18 coaches, or how does that work?
Robert Dobke, one of the fittest athletes from Germany, he's in my gym as well as a coach, and he's programming the athletic classes and
Okay.
the strength classes now. And
And
I'm like
you do the
programming.
compete, is it?
I'm doing compete, yeah, the
Yeah.
remote coaching program, and the other classes like weightlifting, endurance, stuff like this is something what I program in the box. Yeah.
So when that week after you joined the program, did the people who are following your compete program suddenly be like, hang on, why the fuck are we doing so much rowing and ski? Where's this coming from?
Eventually. No, I don't think so, because we have been in a strength cycle at this point I remember, so we haven't done it. But in the conditioning cycle, eventually they had to do every 20
Yeah.
minutes a 5K.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Is it hard, like when you're following programming? Because obviously these people want to maybe not get to the level. I'm sure some of them want to get to the level that you're at, but I'm sure a lot of them are like, oh, I want to do like maybe the German throwdown. Like I want to qualify for it and like take part or whatever, maybe not win it. Or I want to do some local competitions and stuff or whatever. But is it hard when you're following, say, like John's been in the sport like nearly fucking 12,
15 years, I think.
15 years, yeah.
Yeah.
So like he obviously knows his shit, like he knows a lot. But is it hard when he's programming for you not to just kind of like pass that on, like not to just be like, well, this is working for me and it's really good, so maybe everyone should be doing this? Like, is it hard not to just kind of regurgitate it onto the people that are like working with you?
Yes and no. No, because I'm in this game for like 5 or 6 years now, and I'm coaching all the time. I started with it because I had to pay my bills through this. So I have a lot of experience in coaching for strength, for gymnastics, for conditioning, stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I have always like the bigger picture. I see an athlete, I see his goals, I see his like weaknesses, and then I program individually for them on their weaknesses. So sometimes everybody have to do CrossFit, and when I do like burpees and rowing or stuff like this, this is something I know I can put into a conditioning cycle from one of my athletes. But I will never like do the same what I do for one of these athletes, because they have kids, they don't have like my sleep schedule, they can't do the volume I'm doing, they can't do whatever, some specific movements. So I really care about like the bigger picture, and I'm writing like a meso cycle and stuff like this, and then I know how to work with them. But sometimes they get the same workouts as me, but not so often. So yeah.
How many members have you got, or clients have you got? Like
For
you
remote coaching or for the boxing?
Yeah, the remote.
The remote coaching for the generic program, I think we have like 50 members now or something.
Okay.
And then we have 19 individual clients.
Wow. So you program like specifically individual things for 19. That's pretty impressive. So looking at your Instagram earlier on, I was very impressed with the top 3 pinned posts. Or like you've got a second place in Dubai, you've got your games appearance, and you've got your win in the German Throwdown. Is it true? Did you find out afterwards? I heard you mentioning it, that you thought, are you the first German to win the German Throwdown?
Yes, I'm the first German who won the German Throwdown. Yeah, that's right.
And you were second there last year.
Yes,
That's
behind
really
Luka
cool.
Djukic.
That's really cool. And is that like, are they the 3 2022 highlights then? Are they the 3 like, fuck, this is cool?
Yeah, it's crazy what this year brought to me. Like last year, I remember last year at Dubai CrossFit Championship, I was invited. That was the year where Dubai invited everybody. I stood at the first event. I think I stood in the laning tunnel, and I looked to Sam Stewart and said, "Well, it's crazy to be here with the big guys, with the big dogs." He looked at me, blinked, and said, "Man, you are one of the big dogs." And we went out to the stadium, tennis stadium. This is what I really remember from 1 year ago. And in this 12 month, in the past 12 months, like everything has changed. Like I changed my training program to the program. I went to the games. I did the first place in German Throwdown, as you said, and stuff like this. And I know that it's capable, like that it's possible to do it. Like I really always thought it's not possible to go to the games. And now I know that with hard work and like with the right focus, you can achieve that. And now with the second place in Dubai, I know that I can play like at the top in these competitions. What really feels good. And to be honest, like I said, 17.1 was my first workout. I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's not so long ago. And like people like Bram Fikowski. How long was Bram Fikowski in the game? Do you know
that? I think like 9 years. Yeah, 10 years, 9 years.
That's crazy. Like when I really can keeping this progress, then I'm really happy to see what I'm doing in like 5 years. You know what I mean?
And it's like was Dubai, was there any pang of like, oh shit, like, you know, when they because if it's that close, like, are you just thrilled that it's as close as it was, or is there any part of you that's like, fuck, when you don't hear your name? Because I'll tell you what, I was really impressed with, like, there's certain stuff that I look out for, and like that's a character, like, you can't hide your character in that moment. I think, like, when something like that happens, you can't hide, like, the real you comes out there, because you're not like, you're right on the edge of something, and then you're either going to be pushed over the edge into this moment of like adulation, or you're going to be pulled back. And you can't, like, there's no hiding who you really are, because you're waiting with everyone else for what name is going to be called out, and you're going through the numbers in your head, and you're thinking, oh, maybe if this and maybe if that, or whatever. But like, you can't, like, the mask has to slip. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're wearing a mask, it has to slip in that moment. True. And I thought one of the things that like made me message you and ask you to come on, like, I'm impressed with your athletic endeavors and everything, but I thought the fact that there was no gap between his name being called out and you going over to Fabi and like lifting him up and putting his hand up and stuff. And like, the easy thing to do is like to the natural thing to do is to be pissed off and to be like, oh fuck, like, you know, that could have been me, or if I'd done this, or like straight away going into that, or like the next step up from that, I suppose, is like fake smile and like, you know, like gentle applause
Clapping.
or whatever,
Yeah.
or like just like, oh yeah,
Congrats,
great,
Fabi.
yeah, shake hands and walk off. So I was really impressed with that. But like, is there like, are you at all taking X in this workout, or if I just done Y in that workout, or can an athlete afford to even think like that?
No, the connection was really bad. Can you repeat that?
Like, is there any part of you that was like regretful in the moment, or is it like, can an athlete who's in an individual sport ever actually afford to think like that?
Sure. So I did 2 mistakes in Dubai. One mistake was like failing this 172 kilos because I knew that I can do it, but I just like over pulled it. And the other one was the no rep for the burpee box jump clears and not be disciplined enough for the thruster. So I knew in this moment when they said Fabi got first, I just was like, Moritz, you have to work harder. You don't have you did stupid mistakes, and that is what you have to pay, right? And I was really happy for Fabian, to be honest, because Fabian is a great guy. And in this moment, when I raised his hand, that was not for the show or something. That was really, I was really happy for him because he went through hard times. He did a lot of stuff. He's training like so hard. He's like really, he's a real guy. He's like nice when he come to you, when he speaks to you. He's like, he's honest and he's good. He's just a good human. And I was really happy for him that he achieved the first place. For sure, I wanted to achieve that. That is what I said to Morning Chalk Up as well. They asked, "What are you here for?" I'm like, everybody, every one of the 20 athletes is here to win the Dubai Fitness Championships, right? But I was in this moment, I was really happy that he got first, I got second. It was okay for me because I did mistakes, and I will like work harder that I will not do mistakes again, and then it will be harder to like accept that I didn't get what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just see all the failure I did in the past or will do in the future. I will always see in my body, in my mental game, and stuff like this. I will never say it's his fault or her fault or something like this, because it's always your own fault. And yeah, that is what you have to work on.
The Burj, when you went to that event, is that like, is that physically, like, it's obviously physically difficult, but I'm assuming mentally, like, if you're just looking at concrete and like steps. And then I think it added, like, when they took when they took the phones off people going in, I was kind of like, who's going to be putting on fucking music anyway? But even psychologically, having to do that ups the ante a bit. Even if you had no intention of putting on music, or you had no intention of using it, the fact that they actually take them off you, I think psychologically adds a little extra weight to it, where it's going to make you think like, oh fuck, I haven't even thought mentally how hard this is going to be. Now, you know what I mean? It brings that into the foreground a bit. Like, was it mentally harder than you thought it was going to be?
It was a pure mental test, to be honest, because we
Okay.
went like in the briefing they said, we will keep your stuff in the bus and we will take your phones. But they said as well, when we arrive at the Burj, you can go out, warm up, and then you can go back to the bus to drink something, to have your stuff, to check your phone again, stuff like this. We went to the Burj, and I had my normal shoes on, my normal shoes, not my running shoes. And then the bus stopped directly in front of the Burj, and I was like, okay, change your shoes fast. I was the last one who got off the bus. I changed my shoes. I went off. They took the phones and said, okay, go down. We start now. And I was like, fuck, I haven't drank something. I haven't took my caffeine pill. I haven't had a booster. I haven't
taken my steroids. I haven't gotten a chance to do anything yet.
Right. I need my injection.
I need my smelling salts. I can't just do this.
Nothing. And I was like, shit, I need carbs. I need this, I need that. And then I was like, stop. You need nothing. You need nothing, because I said I need my wristbands, I need this and that and blah. You need nothing. I said everybody is like you, like thrown into the into the cold water. So go down there, and ran up the stairs. And it was like, okay, when I am late, I can run up 5, 10, 20 steps, and then I'm where I want to be. So start fast. And then we started every 2 minutes. In front of me was Nikita Yundov, and behind me was Khan Porter. And then we started. I went up 20 stairs. I had like a desert in my mouth. I had nothing to drink. It was completely dry in my mouth. Went up 20 stairs. I had lactate in my, is it called lactate? Lactate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my quads. And I was like, shit, 20 stairs, desert in your mouth and lactate in your quads. You are fucked. Go up there. And then I went like going, like I went up and go, pulled at the, how is it called?
The rails, yeah.
The rails, yeah. Like pulled up, feet up, blah, stuff like this. And at some point, at I think floor 140 or something, I heard steps. And I was like, shit, Khan is directly behind me, right? I went faster and faster. I heard steps again, steps again, steps again. I looked up, it was Nikita who was in front of me. I was like, God, thank God that it wasn't Khan, because all the 30 minutes I thought, hopefully I will not be last in this event, because it was like the first event of the competition, and the first event like always sets the tone of how you can go into a competition. And I was like, you are a fat guy, you have a 10-kilo vest. I weighted like 99 or 98 kilos. So I was basically at 108 kilo, went up this fucking 820 meters. And everybody else, like for example, Victor Hoffer was 80 kilos, I think. So he was with the vest, he was like at 90 kilos. And I said, give this guy 3 weight vests, and he know how I feel going up this fucking stairs. Yeah, and then I got 7th, and that was like a really good start for me for this kind of long workout.
Yeah, well, it's just was there rules? Was it literally like go upstairs any way you want, or like was it like you can't do this, you can do that? Like, because I saw some people, like I remember seeing like a clip of Lazar like essentially crawling up the stairs, and I remember seeing
the
like
last steps.
other people using handrails and stuff. Like, did you mess around? Like, because you know the way when you're doing, I know if I'm doing a run, I say like, okay, I'm halfway to halfway now, and I've got half of half left to do. Like, are you like, okay, this next flight of stairs I'm gonna run, this next flight of stairs I'm gonna walk, but take 2 steps at a time? Did you do that kind of stuff?
Yeah, every time. So when I did like the 5K skiing, I think I needed 693 pulls to have like 5K. So this is how I do workouts. I split everything. I count, I like divide and stuff like this. And for that, I was like, okay, we had to change the stairs every 24 floors, I think. And I was like, okay, go hard, and then you have like a flat ground where you can run and like recover a little bit. That was what I thinking in my head. Then we had like half. It was like at 80 floors. I was okay. You got the half. When you can do half, then you are in the workout, and then you can like keep going.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking at floor 100. I was thinking, okay, my dog is in the next floor, looking at me and saying like, Daddy, can you come faster, please?
Yeah.
Because my dog is always looking at me like, can you come?
Yeah.
And I was in my head like,
if I don't get up there quick, she's going to shit on the floor, so I need
yes, something like this, right? Head games all the way, head game, like mental games in my head. And this is what I did. And then I was up there. Yeah,
that's cool. This year then, so who are you going on a team? Are you say who are you going on a team with? Wodapalooza?
Yeah, the idea is to do it with Georgios Karavis from Greece.
Okay.
Yeah, who just won the Madrid
He was in
Challenger.
Dubai. He was in Dubai as well, wasn't he?
Yes, right. Yeah, he was. Yeah, and Enrico Zenoni from Italy. Yeah.
Okay. So a pan-European team. That's cool.
Yeah. Europe is coming.
Yeah. That's cool. That's exciting. And is that so you're going team because it's less intense, I guess, like right over going individual, I suppose. So you can kind of,
Both of them want to do individual as well.
right. So you'll be
So
carrying the two of them then for the for the 2 days. Yeah.
hopefully we will see, because they are both like really fit individuals, as you know.
Yeah.
But they will do individual as well. And we said, if I go to Dubai, I will not do individual. If I
Okay.
wouldn't go to Dubai, then I would have done the individual too. But now I'm only doing team, and that's really good for me to have like not the pressure, because now I'm in off
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
I will do a lot of longer conditioning stuff,
Well,
and
Miami's a party as well, though. Like you want to be able to enjoy it, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah, no, that's. I'm going to be in Miami. We'll
really,
try and we'll try and hang
so
out
we'll meet
when you're
there.
there. Yeah,
Great.
that'd be fun. That's cool though. So okay, you're doing team and basically head down, like focus on the open. Like, have you talked to John about season? Like, are you changing the way you're approaching the season this year compared to last year, considering that it's a bit more weighted? Like, well, they haven't really released much details, but it seems to be more weighted evenly across the season rather than before. The open was totally fucking irrelevant and the quarterfinals was basically irrelevant. Like, are you changing tact a little bit, do you think?
Yeah, I will go more relaxed in the open, a
Okay.
little bit more relaxed in the quarterfinals than last year, and then we will see what happened at the semifinals. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to do. I feel more confident going to the season.
Yeah. Because you were
Hope,
like top five the quarterfinals the last 2 years, weren't you?
yeah,
Like
right.
fifth and fourth or something, yeah.
Yeah, right,
So
right.
you can probably ease
Um,
off a little bit.
yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Hopefully not too chilled.
Yeah, yeah,
Fingers
yeah.
crossed. To do good in the semifinals, and hopefully we have enough spots at the semifinals, right? So
Hmm.
it all comes down to the strength in the field places, and then we have to do good.
Do you feel pressure? Like, I know you're saying that you can be more relaxed with the open and stuff, but do you feel pressure now that like, part of me, it's obviously like, I'm really happy that you enjoyed Dubai. I'm really happy that you did well. I'm really happy that you enjoyed Germany and that you're going to
Cool,
Wadapalooza and
appreciate
stuff.
it.
But part of me is like, wouldn't it have been brilliant if he just arrived in Madison fully fit and hungry next year and no one expected it? Whereas now people are like, oh fuck, that's the guy who finished second in Dubai, or that's the guy who won. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of the dark horsedness is gone a little bit, where like now you are, like Sam said to you, whatever, 2 years ago, you are one of the big dogs now. You will be one of the people that, analysts and everyone else is watching from Europe. Whereas before, you might have been able to slip under the radar a little bit. You're a bit of an unknown. You're a bit of like,
True.
oh yeah, I think he did well in this, and he didn't have a great games or whatever. And there was talk of an injury and that kind. Like, there's all that kind of like guesswork and stuff that goes into it. Whereas now it's like, no, he's fucking good. That's the guy who finished second in Dubai. Like, that's it. Like, are you thriving on that, or are you a bit like not nervous, but are you a bit apprehensive about it at all?
I'm completely thriving on that, because I needed this experience as much as German Dubai to prove myself that I'm capable of doing that. Because at the games I wasn't sure about
Yeah,
I can trust my body, to be honest.
yeah.
And I don't care about the opinion of anybody who is looking at me. So I only look at myself, and I don't really care if someone is expecting to do good or something like this.
Yeah.
For example, Brian Friend came to me and said he got a lot of messages because of his fourth pick, like fourth place pick. He's always doing this. How is it called?
The
Like
predictions.
predictions. Sorry, yeah, he
Yeah.
did the predictions, and he got a lot of messages. And I was like, okay, I don't care about people who told him that I will never get fourth, that I can be happy when I get 15th or something. I don't care, because I'm like picking up all these experiences to see what I'm capable of, and to like work from that point on. And yeah, so to answer your question, these experiences have been really good for me, and I'm looking to go into the next season, because now I have more data, and now I can like work from that on, and improve on these things what I'm not good at. And if I don't qualify next year, I will work even harder.
Yeah.
Same experience with Dubai. I got second, so close. I know that I'm capable of getting first. So this is like something I really need. Same with Antoine. Antoine Domain was at the German Throwdown. We had like a really hard battle. And this is something what is good for me, because when you get like in first place, I think with like 200 points away from the second place or something like this, then it could be that you're a little bit too confident then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, relax, like, yeah.
Yeah, right. And I'm not confident. I know that I have to really fucking work hard, because I own this business. I work a lot in the office and stuff like this, at programming, at coaching, and everything. So I have to even work harder for training to achieve what other people or other athletes in our sport accomplish, because they are doing it like full time. You know.
Mm. Yeah, I don't need to worry about not qualifying for the games. I think it's there, to be honest. Well, I hope it's there. Look, we'll finish with a quick fire.
Yeah.
So these are all either or. So thruster or burpee. I should have said
Thruster.
dumbbell snatch. I should have said dumbbell snatch or burpee now in hindsight with 17.1. Bike or row.
Bike.
Ski or run.
Ski.
That's a lot of cardio, actually. I wonder, maybe like subconsciously, John was in the back of my head subconsciously. Curls or CrossFit.
CrossFit.
That was way too long to answer that question.
I did curls in the morning.
Coach or compete.
Compete.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, listen, thanks. It's been great to get to talk to you. Privileged to get to chat to you. Hopefully, we'll get to see each other in Miami. That'd be great. Congrats on an absolutely fucking insanely successful 2022, and here's hoping for an even better 2023. Fully fit and healthy and ready to go. Also, I've said your name wrong literally every time I have ever said it, and it was only. I was listening to you on Europe is Coming, and you said Moritz Fiebig. No, Fiebig. And I've been saying Moritz Fiebig every time I've said it. So I'm sorry. I'll fix that in future. Cut to me getting it wrong in the intro of this episode. But no, I'll do my best. But yeah, it's been great. Brilliant getting to talk to you. Thanks so much for coming on. It's been great.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you for having me on your show. Really appreciate the good talk. Thanks for having me. And yeah, looking forward to see you in Miami.
Yeah, it'd be great.